Yeah. Yeah, watch who y'all be around, cause they paint face with them silly ass smiles, when really it's a frown. How they look, how they sound, like a clown, here a clown, she a clown, bunch of clowns, running around telling bad jokes to a crowd, riding in a little ass car through the town, beam on your face, guess how you look now. Just, if you snap, just make sure you choose me to stay. Welcome back everybody, week 16? I believe last week we said 15. I don't know. Week 16 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we here.
Right. I think it is 16.
And that's Jarvis talking or that's Tony talking?
It's Tony.
Respect? Alright, I almost had a joke. Should I say it?
Yeah.
I would say, nah, that was Shang-Chi talking. No,
That's a good one.
I almost said a little joke.
That's definitely a good one. I shouldn't. Shang-Chi.
Nah, but
Shang-Chi.
welcome back everybody. Summertime, all the time, right on time. Bam here, Sluggy, Dot. Well, actually, Tony, Logan, and what's Mr. Edward. I should know that. I'm a Batman.
Edward Nigma.
Shout out to all the assemblers.
Yes, Probs in the building. Joel behind the cams. M's here.
We got some
MJ.
assemblies with us.
A lot of assemblers with it. Damn, what is called now?
You know, shout out to all you assemblers.
Y'all assemblers.
And we got the assemblies with us.
And this is the assemblies, it's the assembly going on. So yeah, alright. First thing I wanted, we never got to speak about Venom. Y'all both seen Venom,
Yes.
right? No, I didn't see Venom with you.
Yes.
I seen Venom, right? What y'all thought of it?
Great.
Hilarious.
Right?
Hilarious.
Was it better than the first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's carnage.
Absolutely.
Absolutely?
Absolutely. It's fucking carnage. Versus a
No, but
Venom
that
versus.
but
When I
honestly
watched
speaking,
Venom 1, it was Venom versus Venom to me. I'm like, alright, nobody gives a fuck about no Riot.
Alright, no, I'm not gonna do that though. It
Right.
wasn't like.
Riot was a fake Carnage to me. I'm like, alright, I might as well just put Carnage in it.
I see what you mean.
I mean-
I never knew about Riot, so it was okay to me. I was like, alright.
Like, I mean, let's keep it a big. That nigga literally had basically the same powers as Carnage. He turned his hands into the axes and shit. That's literally Carnage.
I mean,
So he's just a big Venom.
if you want to mess the game up, how about we get a Venom movie where he's not fighting a symbiote? Period. Like he's fighting a.
I fully agree with that.
Yeah,
I would like a Venom movie where
Yeah, I
Eddie
think
Brock
that
is actually evil. Or like,
y'all think that would be Venom 3 or that would be the next Spider-Man movie?
Next, I mean, gotta be the next.
I think Venom 3 actually, to be 100.
Because you're not gonna do him in the next Spider-Man movie fighting
gonna
him
be
and
too many
then
villains.
have Venom 3 be also that, right? Or y'all can write it off as a part 2. Like
Yeah,
they
I
can finish
just think-
unfinished business.
I honestly think that the Spider-Man movie is gonna have too many villains to focus strictly on Venom. So it's like, Venom 3 is gonna be. We're gonna see a whole like whoa.
But I mean the
change
next
in
Spider-Man movie
Venom.
after this. Sorry, not like we know this
No,
one's
wait,
already
hold
set in stone.
Alright.
Like, but I mean, whatever's after this one, part 4, basically. Like, do y'all do another part of Venom versus Spider-Man, even though y'all just did that for Venom 3? Or fuck it, yes, because we didn't see enough, and that's fire. Do you connect them as 2 parts?
What would be your preference for Venom 3? What would be your preference for
Dumb versus-
what's your preference for a Spider-Man Venom crossover? Let's say that more.
No, I want that. Like, no funny
That's
shit.
clearly it's coming, right?
Me being a.
Oh no, that's
Clearly it's coming, right?
Oh, yeah, it's
Spider-Man,
coming.
Being a
Tom
Venom-
Holland.
Like,
What's
me,
your preference?
like, out of my favorite villains, Venom is one of my favorites.
Like
so
that.
I've always been big on that. Like, this Eddie Brock is not the Eddie Brock I grew up watching or paying attention to. Nigga, like he's kiddie, he's laughing, he's not a journalist, he's not beefing with no Peter. Like, you feel me? I'm used to Eddie Brock being a vicious. Like, nah, nigga, fuck you. Like, I'm gonna get you. Stop playing. I'm used to that type of Venom, Eddie Brock. Though I love this Venom, it's just not the Eddie Brock that. So I'm hoping, I'm just hoping like that it gets to that eventually, like,
So more violently beef between them. That's what you're saying. Not just it coming across each other. All right, look, to answer your question, what I think how I would want it, the first appearance encounter between them. I don't want that. I'd rather that for the Venom movie than Spider-Man movie. You know what I mean? I'd rather it be Venom's 3 their encounter than Spider-Man's 4 their encounter.
Yeah, because
Spider-Man got mad villains. Yeah, he got mad
story.
storylines, mad villains. Even now that he's in MCU, so there's mad superheroes he could team up with, different things we could do. Prior around that time, Deadpool could be in it, so they could do a movie with them. So I'd rather that be with To answer your shit, I'd rather Venom.
For me to answer your question,
And throw Carnage in there.
Carnage. One thing that I for sure want to see in the Spider-Man and Venom crossover would be Black Suit Spider-Man. I want to see the MCU.
No, but I think that's a given. You absolutely cannot.
It's. I mean,
It has to happen.
yeah,
It's
you
gonna have
say
to happen.
that, but if they don't do it,
Then they don't do it.
Then,
But it has to happen though. I'm just saying as a Spider-Man.
because all dudes in this
It has to
universe,
happen.
Venom already has the symbiote. The way it worked is Spider-Man had the symbiote before Venom.
That's
So how
also-
would he get
No,
that
no,
symbiote?
but that what you mean?
The
Because
suit-
that's like the original story. That's like Secret Wars, right?
Yeah, no, that's the storyline it's always been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Venom had hosts before Spider-Man.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say
He
is
had many hosts
Peter
before
Parker.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
but
but
Peter Parker had
The
it.
fact
far as
that
he
Peter
had
Parker
it,
was
right.
Spider-Man, he was
The way they did it in Spider-Man
they
3.
slashed on. That's why when
Yeah.
Peter Parker, that's
That's how they did it in Spider-Man 3, yeah, basically.
Which was
Yeah.
Secret Wars. You said it right. That was the first appearance, whatever. And then when the symbiote got off his body, it gained the spider symbol.
No, yeah,
So
right.
that
That's
alone-
how to shoot webs and shit.
That
Honestly-
alone might mean that we might not see symbiote Spider-Man.
No, we are. You know why? It's the MCU.
I mean,
Nothing
I
but fan
hope
service.
I hope-
Nothing but fan service. I can actually bet the farm on it that I know one day, for sure, Z's, in the near future, we're going to
Let's
get
go to-
Spider-Man in the
Let's go
symbiote.
you.
Nah, pass this to you. Go that way.
I'm hoping.
So,
I'm hoping.
You can just pass it to Joel first.
I'll
and
be-
then
I'll
pass it
be-
to him.
I'll be
You know?
livid.
It's great.
I'll
You
be-
hit it first, then pass it back to him. So you have to
I'll
keep
be
it that.
livid if I got to see Iron
Wait,
Spider-Man
wait.
on screen and not symbiote Spider-Man.
Um,
All dudes.
Like, I'm not mad at that at all. I want them when they do introduce that symbiote suit to Spider-Man. I know MCU is gonna make it look amazing, bro.
If they do.
They are, nigga. Ain't no if,
Eventually they
nigga.
will.
You
Eventually.
just come from the same person that had
I know, but
Venom's gonna be in MCU, and which we already knew, nigga.
I feel like Eddie Brock having the suit already means a lot, though. Like, how is Peter Parker gonna get a suit?
you don't think
Unless it's another babe, like another one of Venom's
I feel
babies
like they
or
could do
something
this.
like that.
This is my opinion towards it. Like, they could do some shit like you see how Venom licked the screen when he seen Peter Parker, like, oh shit, Spider-Man. Like, he's already fascinated with Spider-Man as soon as he seen him type shit. That suit probably latches on to Spider-Man,
Wow.
and Eddie Brock tries to get it back.
yes, I was gonna
Like,
say
he
I was
was
waiting for you
bugging
to
out. I
finish.
need that suit
That
back.
happened in the new one.
Yeah, like,
And
I need
they
that
had
suit
an
back.
argument, disagreement, and he was like, you know what, fuck you. And nigga did.
Because obviously
And
that
then
symbiote caught a
that could
liking
be the
to
same
Peter.
way. He can come back.
It
whenever
caught a
they
liking to
come
Peter, bro. Like, I'm looking at the nigga lick
Look,
the fucking screen.
This how
bro.
you
I'm
have
like,
it.
alright.
He sees
I
him in
take it as he wants to
person.
eat
Look, he sees it in person, wants him. Eddie Brock tells him, no, you can't keep eating people. That's his whole premise with him, right? You can't keep eating people. It's to a point where he's so, I guess, turned on by Spider-Man, the Venom suit, the
Yeah.
symbiote, that he decides, you know what, fuck you, nigga, I'm off this. And he goes and does it, latches onto Son, realizes, whoa, this is not a regular
beastie.
person.
I'm beastie.
This is
Yeah.
crazy. Falls in love with it. Then, like you said, Son just
I
wants
need
it
that
back.
back.
I need to get him back. So whatever they decide,
That's
how
where
they're
the
gonna-
beef is gonna
I think
start
that could be
with
as
Peter
easy as
Parker.
that written.
That'll
Like,
be
and
the
that could
beef
happen in
between
quick. That don't
Peter
even have to be the
Parker
whole
and
movie.
Eddie
That could
Brock.
be just a quick scene that,
Yeah, just
oh,
quick.
I see him, and nigga just comes off of him like, nah, nigga don't respect this shit. And then he goes and then falls in love with Peter's Spider-Man. And then that's why when he gets it back, he can now finally have the Venom symbol on his chest, the Spider.
I just realized too, watching both Venoms, he really didn't do no Spider-Man shit. Like, he didn't use webs at all.
Right? I didn't even like put two together, but you're right.
It was all the blob. Like, it was never webs. It was never.
This nigga his shit looks more like webs than him on Carnage.
Yeah.
His just looked more like webs, the way he was sticking to shits and everywhere from all angles.
I love Carnage, man.
But my
Since
thing
he was
with
Captain.
Carnage is like what I didn't like about the movie Carnage. The Carnage I never heard Carnage symbiote talk. That's one.
Okay.
Even though I never really heard Venom talk either, but Venom
in the
always
cartoon Venom talk. He used to call. In the cartoon.
he used to talk
We
to
are
Carnage
Venom.
used to call Venom. No.
Dad.
In the cartoon,
Dad.
Carnage used to call
Venom
Venom dad.
No, but what I'm trying to say is,
Facts.
but that was
Father.
Carnage.
You're my
That was Butch
But-
talking.
Yeah, that was Carnage
Please.
talking to Venom.
What you mean, Butch?
Yeah, but that Carnage is Butch. What I'm trying to say is,
Just keep calling
Venom
him
refers to himself as
Cletus.
Cletus.
Not
Butch Cassidy.
So you say this all the
Cletus
time too, they keep saying Butch.
But what I'm trying to say is in the cartoon my son Carnage referred to himself as I. Like, you're my dad. Like, he used to call Venom, you're my
Yeah.
dad. Venom always referred to himself as we.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. They both spoke. That's why I'm trying to tell you. They both spoke in the cartoon.
I'm not saying
Venom.
Carnage spoke.
He's saying
To
Carnage
Cletus.
spoke to Cletus, and that was never a thing.
That
Yes,
was
Venom
never a
spoke
thing.
to
Yeah.
Eddie, but not.
We
Carnage
never heard
speaks.
Venom. We never heard Venom symbiote talk either. But we knew Eddie was hearing something in his head because he was talking to himself. Carnage never spoke to himself. You feel me? Like that never happened in the cartoon.
I see what you mean.
And on top of that,
But did
too-
that ruin it for you?
I mean, they didn't ruin it. It just threw me off. And on top of that, Carnage, being able to detach himself from Cletus,
You didn't like that either?
yeah, nah, that made no sense to me.
Because what's the point of having a host?
The host, he was born. Venom wasn't born in Eddie Brock's body. Carnage was absolutely born in Cletus' body.
That's a fact.
Like
But you know they changed the shit up for the movie.
But
That's
you
why
know
you
what's
can't get
crazy?
too caught up on
But you know what's crazy? Looking
certain
at-
things.
in
Like
the movie.
that's like
I be
little
looking at
things
shit
that
like-
can be changed. That it like does that really alter the experience you got from the movie?
I mean, it don't, but it does blow minds a little bit. Like all dudes, like Toby Maguire's Peter Parker, like it was so small, but his webs being organic, that's like.
But see, we saw that off camera earlier. Me and Prob actually liked that about
I dislike that.
Spider-Man.
I didn't like that.
Well, you know what I like the most about Venom? Like, not the most, I'm sorry, not like that, but when something that made me like, wow, that's mad cool. When Son barked on Shorty, like, shut her up or I'm gonna kill her. Like,
Shriek.
No,
that was her name?
He
Yeah,
barking on
Shriek.
Shriek.
His Shorty. When I was
Carnage
doing
was
the...
barking on Shriek.
Carnage, yeah.
Barked on, and I seen it coming. I said, "Oh, she does that, and he don't
Yeah.
like that."
Yeah.
I seen it coming. I'm like, he's got the bark on her, and then he
That was actually probably
Nigga let
the one
Cletus
thing I
know.
had to fault with it. Like
Nigga had to let
that was like
Cletus
the
know.
most obvious
Oh,
thing.
her?
Like, yeah, like
Oh, yeah, she was
clearly
heard to be his.
Clearly, she does sound and when it happened, I still wasn't disappointed. Like the whole bell fell and all of my.
She said she does that again.
I'm like, no, it was good.
I'm gonna have to
It did it right. Like,
Talk about a toxic
That sounds like she
relationship.
does that again. I'm gonna have to kill. I was like,
Talk about a
nah, that's
toxic
Carnage
Talk
shit.
about that
Nigga.
toxic relationship.
So to keep it big, that was like, now if we can talk about my favorite parts, my favorite part was when Carnage pulled up on the scene. Alright. Police, everybody chase. That's it. Like that scene right there.
When he was, like, saving the
When he
jail
was
scene, that
saving-
was crazy.
When he was saving
Like,
Street.
opening up the bullets
When he
and
saving
going in and
Street,
all that, like-
that was my favorite scene.
He was
because
mad
Carnage
flawless
was
in
going to
confidence.
work on
He was
everything
like,
moving.
I'm
He was
back
going to work
after-
on everything moving.
No,
Like
first of all,
police,
he
whatever.
knew how to use it.
What?
Rip, like,
But that was
Hey,
the
baby.
symbiote.
Like, yo, that was-
Carnage.
that
That's
was
why Carnage
fire.
crazy. He had little control. Carnage was manipulating him as much as them tentacles manipulate Doc Ock. Like,
Cletus was just along for the ride.
yeah, literally.
He was with the shits.
He was just with the shits. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But he knew that's why he told her like, yo, because if not, think about it, somebody that sinister would be like, well, you threatening my chick, you bugging. But he knew like this is out of my lane. Let me, shorty, relax, please, don't stop. He's gonna for the both of us, please.
Yo, this is what I wanted to ask
That's
you
what-
about. Yo, that's crazy. Toxin?
From the first one?
No,
That's
Toxin.
Riot, right?
No, Riot's the first one. Sorry.
Riot's the first
Toxin
one.
is
Toxin is the one.
Carnage,
Carnage slash. This is Venom 2.
Okay.
The cop.
The cop.
Carnage, who tried to basically kill the nigga, but he wasn't dead. At the end, they showed the blue shit.
Oh, it's
That's
Easter
Toxin.
egg. Easter egg. They made the Easter egg. I didn't even peep that.
That's
good shit.
Toxin.
I'm gonna have to go back and look.
So I'm like,
That he's
oh,
supposed
it's
to be the villain
lit.
for
My son
Venom.
Toxin is fire too. I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with
If I
Toxin.
can
Not as
find a
much as
clear,
Carnage. Toxin is
if
fire.
I find a clear clip of that, I'll put that up right here.
Mark Wahlberg, brother. I could be wrong.
Oh, Donnie?
Bro from Saw.
Donnie Wahlberg.
That's bro. That's bro. That's in Venom, right?
That's my son. No, wait. No.
Fucking
He's not bro from. That's bro from Venom.
But what part of them? He's Donnie Wahlberg's in that.
He's the
The
cop.
cop.
Oh, okay.
Is he?
Yeah,
He's the cop that was doing the.
I probably overlooked that.
I could be.
You wanna know
wrong.
crazy?
I only seen Venom once since I seen this, so it's like
He's
blurry.
Mark Wahlberg, but he's also part of that.
That's
what's
bro from the Saw. Bro from Saw.
Yeah.
Yo,
He's also-
Mark Wahlberg. Look.
Yeah.
He's also what's that music group? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Funky
He's part of
Marky
music.
Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Andrew Garfield, right? All right.
Yeah.
We know he did 1 and 2. They wasn't the best. They had plans to make him the face of the franchise for Sony, even despising him even bombing at the box office with part 2. They still was gonna make him the face of the franchise. They had plans to do in part 3 and 4. They announced it, and they had plans to actually do a whole bunch of spin-offs from Spider-Man's realm. Sinister 6, all these other shit. That's why they teased the Sinister 6 at the end of Spider-Man 2. The reason I'm bringing all this up for, the reason, what y'all think is the reason why they canceled Spider-Man 2? I mean Spider-Man 3, and decided to reboot with the MCU.
Oh, you asking us the
I know,
reason, or you
like,
asking?
man.
what
No,
you
what,
think is the reason?
man, what y'all think is the reason?
Oh, because 2 flopped. That's why.
That's why?
The sales, I would say, yeah, but because I'm gonna keep being with you. 2 I loved the Andrew Garfield second one because no funny shit, Gwen Stacy dying is still
No, that's the best
the
like
most
superhero death ever.
iconic death
yeah.
scene in
But look, see, I
superhero
said
movies. Period.
so. All right, no, you're right though. I
That
agree
shit
with you.
broke my heart, nigga. I ain't gonna
Right,
lie.
yeah.
I'm looking at the
That was
situation
crazy.
like, yo,
But look-
how did you let her die, bro?
So look,
that
so-
right there killed her.
Hold on, before we get into all of
worse
that. No, wait, no. Before we get into all that, the reason I'm bringing it up, y'all both said because it bombed and it didn't do it,
Yeah,
right?
sales.
No, because if y'all heard
That's
what I
what
just
I'm
said a little while ago,
saying.
but despite
Despite.
of it doing bad, they still
Why did-
announced
why
3 and
bad?
4, right?
Why
They announced
would
3
you-
and 4, Sinister 6, spin-offs and all of that. What happened was this: the official scoop came out the other day because they came out with the articles, a whole bunch of unreleased stuff from archives, like history that happened behind the scenes in MCU. Kevin Feige went to them in 2004 when he was first started developing Civil War and said, "What's up, man? Let me get him." And they was like, we actually got a whole plan for him to be the face of our franchise and all this spin-offs and other shit, right?" And they like, word? So let me hear it. So they had a meeting. They top Amy Pascal from Sony and Kevin Feige from Marvel Studios. They having a meeting about Spider-Man and what they can do moving forward. She hands him the new whole layout for their Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man from here on out. He looks at it and then tells her, after he let her spill her heart about all their plans, he tells her, looks her dead in her face and tells her, yeah, that movie's not gonna work. I know you heard of it, right? Yeah, right? He said, that movie's not gonna work. I told her that. She said she started crying and she threw a sandwich at him. Get out of my office. She threw him out the office. She said she sat on it. She couldn't believe it because they spent all their heart and everything in Sony planning this new universe. You're like, wow, he did. I said it's not gonna work. The son is mad successful right now and all this. She thought about it, had to change her heart, called him back in later on that week. Alright, come back in. And then son was like, alright, this is what we should do. Now she's like, let me hear you out now, since you said this is not gonna work. He's like, I think you should let us make the movies. And then he'd be part of the MCU and we start him off brand new, recast him, and the whole thing would be about this Spider-Man is putting him in the world where everybody has everything and he don't have nothing. Everybody already has everything. How he's gonna retaliate with that, react to all of that. So the Avengers, we already been seeing them for years. Everybody got their own storylines, this and that established, and you put this teenager in it, and poverty. And that was his whole foundation, premise, gist of it. And then it sold her. And then literally Andrew Garfield called out sick on the media day that they was doing. They had a big media day to announce that he was gonna be the face of the franchise. She was still with it, but my son called out sick that day, and they felt disrespected, Sony. And they was like, word, you know what? Kevin Feige did offer us this great ass proposition. Cancel everything. We moving on. And that's why they canceled the
That's
Spider-Man.
crazy.
Facts. And y'all can look that up. That's actually
crazy.
That's actually a real article that just came out.
That shit blew my mind.
Verbatim,
Right now. No
like,
funny
from
shit.
that.
That shit really blew my mind.
That's
Right?
crazy.
Kevin Feige's the GOAT.
It wasn't even about it. It was
My
Kevin
son flew a
Feige.
bug in her ear.
Kevin
Yeah.
Feige's the GOAT, bro.
Alright, let us know what y'all thought about Venom 2. Was it better than Venom 1? If so, why? How much more did you like it? What was your favorite scene from it? Yeah, so let us know. Smash that like button like Hawk. Subscribe. Turn your notifications on so you get every video. And till next time,
Simple time.
yeah. Yeah, watch who y'all be around, cause they paint face with them silly ass smiles, when really it's a frown. How they look, how they sound, like a clown, here a clown, she a clown, bunch of clowns, running around telling bad jokes to a crowd, riding in a little ass car through the town, beam on your face, guess how you look now.